Welcome to the Everything Podcast. This episode, I'm going to be discussing the announcement of Time War Daleks versus Cybermen. I'm recording this episode on the 4th of April 2026. This is the final episode that I'm having to re-record due to my old phone dying and me hoping that when I got my laptop back, which I have as I got it back a couple of days ago, it's one of those. So I did get it back and hoped that I would be able to recover them. Unable to do so, hence I'm having to re-record them, which obviously for you won't know that, but I do. So I thought I should mention just in case you thought otherwise. Obviously, I've still got a bit of a cold because I'm recording this episode on the same day, and it would be really nice because I've had it since Thursday, so I was in work Monday to Wednesday in the afternoon and evening. I was away last weekend, so I literally went from being away to working to being ill. So hopefully I'm better by when I go back into work on Tuesday, but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, a couple of days ago I was going to re-record these episodes, but didn't feel well enough to do so, so I wanted to wait until I was well enough. And I don't because I like putting all my effort into recording the episodes, so especially when I'm not feeling very well, that I kind of didn't want to do that, but I feel well enough to do it, and I thought you'd prefer having episodes than kind of me waiting even longer until I'm 100%, but I'm well enough to I went back into work yesterday for a couple of hours, so yeah, I'm okay. As I said, in this episode we're going to be discussing the announcement of Time War Daleks versus Cybermen, which was announced all the way back on the 10th of March 2026, which would have been, I think I recorded it that day or the next day, so that kind of proves how long ago it was. But here's what the press release says. The two iconic Doctor Who villains do battle in a brand new box set of full cast audio drama, Time War Daleks vs Cybermen, due for release March 2027, so obviously being announced a full year before it being released. Big Finish have kind of this reputation of doing that. They did it for the announcement of the 13th Doctor Adventures. They've done it for the announcement of the 10th Doctor Adventures Season 4. Both of those I've covered on the channel previously, so go check those out if you haven't already. And then we've got the current cover for Time War Daleks vs Cybermen. Let's see if that changes. But here's what the press release continues to say. Here's the synopsis for the set. Their names strike fear across the universe. The Daleks, mutant monsters from Skaro who in their tank-like travel machines exterminate anyone who isn't like them. The Cybermen, augmented humanoids, devoid of emotion, who convert their victims to be like them, with both races spreading terror and conquest from planet to planet. It's inevitable they'll meet, and anyone caught in the crossfire will suffer the consequences. The Daleks and Cybermen first did battle in the 2006 Doctor Who episode Doomsday, that being the finale of the Modern Doctor Who Series 2, and now over 20 years later it's time for a rematch. Time War Daleks vs Cybermen is an epic full cast audio adventure in which the planet Ophius becomes the latest battleground for the two deadly armies, a battle which threatens to spread into the last great Time War. Into the middle of this steps the War Doctor, played by Jonathan Carley, with his two oldest enemies unleashing fire and fury. The Doctor has his work cut out to temper the storm. The box set's 4 episodes are Mission Parameters, Love Story, Dalek War Doctor, and Activation. The set is scripted by Nicholas Briggs, who's also known for voicing the Daleks and Cybermen in both the Doctor Who TV series and Big Finish's audio productions. Briggs said the initial idea came from our CEO, Jason Hay-Gallery. He said he wanted a big hitter series that would grab attention immediately and suggested the title Daleks vs Cybermen. Half expected me to laugh, but something immediately hit me about how this could be a very human story which also tackled the core of what the Daleks and Cybermen are, particularly if they end up locked in a conflict fighting each other, and how will this affect the human race, and what's more, what will the Time Lords think of it? From that point the story started forming in my mind. It hardly occurred to me that I'd be writing a series in which I'd essentially be fighting myself on audio, and that will happen of course, but this is a tale that delves deep into the human psyche in time of war and enemy occupation, and how the unlikeliest of people can be the heroes. Producer Alex Hewitt added, Time War Daleks vs Cybermen was one of the first projects offered to me when I came aboard Big Finish. Was very flattered that Nicholas Briggs asked me to take on this box set, as mine went straight to 2 of his earlier series, Dalek Empire and the aptly named titled Cyberman. Fans of these ranges will be fully aware that Nick has developed a knack for using Doctor Who's 2 most successful monsters to explore the human condition. The Daleks and Cybermen are both more than 60 years old, and the longevity is no small part due to the reflection that they offer on our own flaws as human beings. At its core, The story is about far more than just a battle between Daleks and Cybermen. There are moments both heartwarming and heartbreaking, and Nick has packed these scripts full of wonderfully complex, nuanced characters. Throw in the Time War and Jonathan Carley's brilliant War Doctor, and Time War, Daleks vs Cybermen is a no-brainer. So that's it for the press release. So before I conclude this episode, here is the trailer for Time War, Daleks vs Cybermen.
From outer space come the Cybermen, the deadliest creatures in the universe.
Do not move. You are my prisoner.
Or are they?
Visual characteristics resemble the inferior species known as Cybermen. Exterminate!
Which side will you be on when the struggle begins?
Destroy the Daleks.
All Cybermen will be totally manipulated.
From Big Finish Toys. Time War.
Daleks
Versus
Cybermen. Who will survive?
That was the trailer for Time War Daleks vs Cybermen, which gives us a teaser of what to expect when Time War Daleks vs Cybermen releases in March 2027. So let me know what you thought of this episode of the announcement, as if you're planning to listen to Time War Daleks vs Cybermen when it is released in March 2027. So currently 11 months to wait as of time of recording, probably about 9 when you will see this episode, on especially if you're listening. But without further ado, I will see you in a future episode of the podcast. See you then. Goodbye.